What up, everybody? Welcome to Real Comic Book Talk. Y'all know what it is. Y'all wanted to collab. Again, it happened again. We got our man Demetrius. I'm not going to disrespect his channel name by saying it wrong. I'm going to let him say it. Because that's just, I just can't do it. So, what's the name of your channel?
I appreciate it. Taurean Reloaded.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that right. It's just, I can't do it. So, y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the thumbnail. It's the Dark Phoenix spoiler review. So, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Probably matinee version. And yeah, come back and watch the review. If you want to get spoiled because you just don't care, might as well stay on the channel and just keep it moving. We're going, again, got my man Al. I'm at Demetrius again. I'm sorry. Dan's usually here. So I got to take over his role. It's not for me.
But he be alright. He doing alright. We
talking about Batman vs. Turtles again. It'd be something different.
It'd be something different. It'd be not
Turtles. Alright, so anyway, we're going to get to the final conclusion of this X-Men franchise because, you know, they're about to get upgraded to the MCU. We're going to start with your overall thoughts. For you, Demetrius, give your overall thoughts of the movie, man.
Like I had said earlier before we had started recording, I said I'm pretty neutral on it. I mean, I didn't even go into this movie with high expectations. And I don't think anybody going to see any X-Men film from Fox should go in there with high expectations, except Logan. Logan was the one where it was really high, mainly because it was finally R-rated, and that was the Logan we wanted, and that's the Logan we got finally after how many years of Hugh Jackman playing him?
Right.
But I will say it is better than X3.
Yes.
And
that's not a hard feat.
Right.
And it is better than Apocalypse.
Yes, so
I think that's really one, as far as like rating the movies, that's pretty much how I could rate it. I don't think it can rate any higher than those two. But they had some accuracies in there from the comic as far as like them going to space and everything like that, and you know, saying that the Phoenix was an actual entity and not something that just came out of Jean out of nowhere.
I was so happy with that.
Yes,
like, and you know, like they stuck to that right there. But one thing that I had said was I wish that they could have did a build up to her getting to that point. You know how they did with the MCU leading up to Endgame?
Yeah.
There was a build up and it kept you coming back for more. They did the same thing with Harry Potter. It was a build-up of movies before you got to that final battle. Hell, even Lord of the Rings. And they did that with 3 movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, we know that they love the Phoenix storyline because it's one of the most popular storylines in X-Men and one of the most popular comic book storylines ever written. Because I remember being a child and watching the show, the cartoon.
Yes. And that was my jump right there.
And I remember that was one of the longest running ones. Like, it took them about 7 episodes to get through the entire thing. And I said, with a storyline like this, they can't cover it all in one movie or just in a couple. They need to spread that out. And I said, when they go to the MCU, let the Phoenix rest a little bit. Because there's so many other storylines that X-Men has that gets overshadowed because everyone wants to talk about the Phoenix. And to be quite honest, a lot of people didn't even want a Dark Phoenix movie. Like, to be quite honest, a lot of people was like, Dark Phoenix. Like, and then I was kind of worried about it too because this movie has so many reshoots. Like, the movie was supposed to come out in November. Then it got pushed back to February. Then it got pushed back to June. So it's like, when you do reshoots like that, it's kind of scary. And it's like, it makes you kind of worried because it's like, you don't have confidence in your film.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so I know you said a lot, so you just piggyback.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump off, you know, piggyback from what he said. I mean, it was to me, it was pretty good. I mean, it was finally, like I said in another review that we did about the Dark Phoenix, and I think I asked, I said, are they finally going to not say that Jean Grey is the Phoenix and it's been in her? Because I hate that.
They hinted that towards Apocalypse.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying. When she fought him and then the Phoenix came out, I said, oh my God, that's what they're about to do. But like you said, I do like that they went out of space, and I do like that the entity made her stronger, just like it really did, you know? And I like just how powerful, they show how powerful she really is. Like when she was fighting Magneto, even though Magneto shouldn't have been able to handle her even a little bit. But it just...
She was toying with him.
Yeah, she could have been playing with him. And when she told Professor X to get up and walk, and made this man walk up, to me it showed finally, because when that first one with X-Men 3, it was
That
so
movie shouldn't
bad.
even exist. That thing should have went with the Thanos.
Oh my yes. And like you said, I didn't have high expectations at all. And we always say when you look at a trailer, they give you the best parts and pieces to make you want to go see it. So I was like, you know what they showing in the trailer, that's probably gonna be the best parts of the movie, and it's not gonna really be that good. So my expectations, like yours, were low from the get go. Like if they ever make another Fantastic Four, my expectations are gonna be low. X-Men, once they move over to Marvel, my expectations are gonna rise. So hopefully they meet the expectations when it does. I'm hoping.
Right, we all.
No more grade on the scale.
Yeah, right. We got to grade on the scale because we've had so many bad ones.
That's some really good ones though.
We did have some really good ones, but the bad ones outweighed the good ones.
I'm just saying.
So
I'm being neutral. I gotta take that spot.
Neutral. Yeah. But all in all, I liked it. It gave a fanboy, because I'm a fanboy, especially when it comes to the Phoenix, and I hate that they just was massacring it so much.
I know how you feel about that.
Yeah. It made me feel a little bit better for the future, a little more hope for the future, you know? So
there will be a lot of recasting.
Oh no, everybody. So look, my overall thoughts was, I went into the movie just saying, let's just watch the movie. I didn't really care if it was good or bad. Well, I cared if it was good or bad until I found out I didn't have to pay for the movie. So then I really didn't care.
they gave it an extra point, huh?
Yeah, it's fine. I watch it for free.
You had to get that in there.
I did. It's a win for America if I watch it for free. But it was fine. It wasn't great for it to be the last X-Men movie, and I think they kind of knew that going in, or at least they had the inkling. They felt like they're like, all right, we got to do some big dramatic things. Yeah. But then they never took a full step into the dramatic things. So it was like, it kind of just half-stepped it. Then for some reason, they just keep getting rid of Quicksilver.
Exactly. I was wondering that.
Until you said that, I forgot all about it. I was like, okay, we going through this whole movie, and nothing even clicked in my mind that Quicksilver was not.
They got him at the end, right? That's exactly what happened.
I did too. That's exactly what happened. I was like, wait, where was he at? He got knocked out that one time. He's been out since then?
He's been out since then.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but that was a testament to how powerful that she was. Because he wasn't able to bounce back from that.
Everybody else got up though. Like everybody. Everybody. But my overall thoughts is it was just fine.
It was some parts in there that did stand out to me, like you said, when Magneto was trying to lift the helicopter, but he couldn't because she was holding him down, and he had to use all his power.
Yeah,
and he threw them out.
And threw them all. And I guess another part too was when we really started to see her emerge as the Phoenix when she went home, and how she was teleporting with Nightcrawler in and out of the house, and she was tossing them all over the place and everything like that. She deflected Storm's lightning. Like she made Quicksilver fall because he couldn't catch her.
Yeah, he's like, I can see you. This reminded me of Superman with that Justice League scene.
Oh, with the Flash.
And Superman was looking at him, he was like, what? No! That's what it reminded me of.
His facial expression was priceless. He was like, he can see me.
Alright, so we got the overall thoughts. Let's start with what you hated about the movie. I'm getting right into negative. Could you bring it? Because I know it's a lot.
One of it was too short. I looked up the runtime. The movie was 1 hour 54 minutes if you include the credits. Yeah. That reminded me of X3 because that too was short. Yeah. So when a movie is short like that, especially
like Phoenix,
with something as powerful as that, that's a movie that should almost have a runtime as say an Avengers movie, like over 2 hours. So it's like they kind of had to throw things in it to condense it down for the time. It makes you wonder what in the world did they reshoot. Or what did they take out?
What did they take out? That's a good question.
Because I was looking somewhere and they were saying that, were those scrolls?
Nah.
Okay.
They were...
I don't know what they were. They were like some new version of something.
Because when I saw them, I was like, are those scrolls? Because they taking the shape of somebody else?
I think they just made up
because I think I read somewhere where they said they wanted to use the scrolls in the movie, but Captain Marvel came out before it, and that was one of the reasons why they had to do one of the reshoots. And they said, we don't want to have the scrolls follow up right behind Captain Marvel.
And that must be why you really didn't see. You saw hints of them.
Yeah, they were in the shadows and everything like that. So it's like that's why I thought that's maybe what they were. We finally found out what Jessica Chastain's character was because they left that up to be one big mystery for the longest, but we didn't know who she was. Yeah. We just who was her character? You looked online. You didn't know who. You didn't know.
They try to
who
make
she
it like
was.
it's a really big spoiler.
Yeah.
Right, and speaking of,
I'm sorry, the TV's on in the trailer. The TV commercial for the Doc Phoenix just came.
and now they can show more clips of
Yeah,
it.
because
it's out there.
And they showing spoilers. It's
Right,
only
they
been
do.
out for what? Less than 24 hours.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Hey,
Good no fucks, y'all.
they know it's probably gonna be a rise at the beginning this week, and it's just gonna drop all the way down after
Yeah,
that.
they try to hope to get a rise.
I know we talk about what we don't like, but I want to talk about one thing I do like. Jennifer Lawrence is finally gone.
Yes.
Because she has been wanting to be out of this role.
Trying to take my thunder right
I don't know,
now.
because I kind of got the same view.
We all
both
got
y'all, yeah.
I'm sorry, like,
Fuck Jennifer Lawrence.
because
Oh my God.
she has been wanting to be out of this role since Hunger Games. Because I know she did First Class, and then Hunger Games was the one that really shot up her career.
Mm-hmm.
And then she didn't want to really be Mystique anymore. You can tell she didn't because
She kept changing the makeup.
Yeah, she kept changing the makeup. She wasn't putting as much on, but she was staying in her human form more often.
Yeah.
She transformed into a human form when they walked into the.
I think they even tried to make
School.
a campaign to bring Rebecca Romaine back.
No, I did. I signed up.
I can honestly
I signed up.
say one of the things we all say we don't like that I don't like was her makeup was, oh my God. It was horrible. When they were in the outer space and they showed her red hair, oh my God, that jump looked so horrible. I mean, it was just bad. Some of the makeup in this jump, I didn't like at all.
Mainly her.
It was mainly her, but it just
She's okay. Let it go.
turned me off. You know?
Yeah.
Every scene that she was in,
Don't worry, she wasn't in, but
she wasn't in the line though, thank
Right.
God.
Right.
She died.
I mean, that's not really a spoiler because I think
Yeah.
a lot of people kind of figured that when they
When
was
she
watching
said,
that movie.
why'd you make me do that? She was my friend. We all knew what it was.
Yeah. They kind of spoiled that in the
Yeah.
trailer, but you know, she kind of really. That's why when listen, when we was in the theater and she had when she had knocked her back into the wood and she went through, a little smile popped in my head, and the people in the theater was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Don't say, oh my God, this is a good thing."
Anthony put the thumbs up. He
We was
looked back.
like,
He was happy.
I was just like this.
I think those are probably from the people that probably didn't see it coming, or they probably didn't expect her to go out that way.
Right. Or
But-
that quick in the movie, probably.
As soon as it's funny because as soon as Xavier said, "I'm sorry, but I want to give Mystique
I
a
knew it was
chance,"
over.
I was like, "Yeah, she's about to die right now."
I knew it was over.
Like I just don't know how. I need to see how, but I know she's gonna die. And I saw her get flung. I was like, "Yep, yeah, she died. I'm happy with this. I'm fine with this. I'm almost as good as this when our man died. Happy with that one as well. But that's a whole different thing.
Everybody was pissed at that.
All right, so look, we got y'all bad out the way. I'm gonna say my bad. With some of the CGI and the fight scenes, it just didn't. I could just tell that that was computer.
Right.
I mean, like everything looked just so CGI. It's just so bad.
Yeah.
And in today's technology, you could just do so much better.
Yeah, because I was listening to an interview, and the actress who plays Jean, she said that she wore a cap, and that hair was CGI.
Yeah,
she said that, and I was like,
Oh, when it was flowing.
when it was flowing like that, and I was like, I mean, I'm glad you revealed that. We was gonna find out anyway.
Yeah, we was gonna know.
But I wish they didn't have to do that as much. I guess because they didn't want to use a fan all the time for all of the scenes. That she had to have her hair like that.
I think it's that they wanted it to flow a certain way because they did the same thing with Aquaman. And if you look at Zack Snyder's Superman movies or Just League, whatever,
with the cape.
those are all CGI. So
Well, that worked because they were underwater.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
right. It
so
looked
that-
a little
so-
more.
more natural because your head. That's gonna do that underwater. But I mean, you just standing there and your head's just like always. You know what it was? Because they didn't want to do what they did in X3. Because every time Jean turned into the quote unquote Phoenix in X3, they just blew her hair.
Yeah.
That's all they did. So they probably was like, "No, we're not gonna do it like that. We're just gonna CGI the hair." Now, one thing I did say that I wish they could have did, and it was the one thing I think everybody was looking forward to, was give the Firebird more exposure.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that for so long.
We saw the bird more in Apocalypse than we did in this one. In this movie you
They
only
went to
see
the last second.
like literally the last second, and you don't see it until she takes her up to space, and then she turns into and you get a glimpse at her, and then at the very end when she's flying over.
They ain't say nothing. The movie is called Dark Phoenix. And you know, the one time they said about Dark Phoenix, you know what they're calling you?
Phoenix.
But the movie's called Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
Right.
There's a lot of negatives to it. Let's get some good stuff. What did you like about the movie?
All right.
You start.
I mean,
I need to work my way into this one.
I mean, one of the things, even though it's not, the CGI isn't all that good, they finally let Nightcrawler loose. And they finally let Storm loose. They let them show their powers and show how powerful they really are. You know, because Storm is an alpha level mutant.
Yeah.
And in the other movies and stuff like that,
Heavily underpowered.
yeah, they just show nothing of her power.
Mm-hmm.
And to show how powerful she really is, because she's up there with Magneto
Yeah.
in the signs of power. And then finally seeing Nightcrawler uses two blades.
Two blades, yeah.
It made me feel, that made me feel good, because like finally they're going to show, instead of, all they usually show is the X-Men doing a little bit of fighting, and they usually mainly getting their butt whipped before they're doing anything else. But it's showing that finally, you know, they've been training for something.
Yeah.
So that was good for me.
All right, so look, Demetrius, what was your good of the movie?
I would say I actually liked how they made Dark Phoenix look, because it now has like erased that other one out of my head.
So you just forgot about the
now
next three.
I had forgot about that one,
Yes.
and I like how they made her look. Now we know they're not going to get her exactly how she is in the comics and everything with the suit and everything like
I was
that.
waiting for that the whole movie too.
The
But,
suit?
yeah, like,
You wanna go get
like
that.
the dark red suit with the symbol right there. But I like how they actually did make her look, because I like how they had like the cracks on her skin.
Yeah,
It was
I like that.
because what I liked about it is like if you noticed, the more that the cracks were glowing, the more stronger she was. It was almost like the Phoenix was trying to really come out of her. It's like something like, it's like a force, like the Phoenix was like really trying to come out of her. And I just like how they had her power set. And you know they couldn't go away from having her make people turn into dust.
Yeah.
Like disintegrate people. Like they couldn't go, even they did that better in this one. And I thought it was interesting too when that guy impaled her and you thought she was dead, but then the Phoenix came back into her and she came right back and
I like how you
killed
turned
them.
that joint to water. That joint was like that. I was like, okay.
So that showed you right there that was showing there about the Phoenix that she never really does die.
Now the Phoenix Force can't die, because in the comics anyway, it's powered by all life that ever is, ever will be, and ever has been. So it's just not gonna die.
Right.
Exactly.
This is like a omniverse kind of thing. So it goes from, it's not one like in every multiverse. It's not like one Phoenix. Every multiverse has its own Phoenix. There's only one Phoenix ever.
Right.
She's powered by all that life. She can't die.
And I think it's and the thing is, I think one thing that I had learned recently was that the Phoenix is almost like it is an entity, but it looks for a host.
Yeah.
So it can go to anybody, but
It looks
it looks for the perfect person, because it needs to thrive on something that's living. And Jean was the one that it could thrive on, because everyone else, it killed them. So this is something that was killing planets.
Yes.
And it's living inside of a human being, like more like an extraordinary being now.
She's above average, slightly.
And I guess you could say that.
Slightly above
Because like, like Jean has like an interest, the telekinesis, and she can do telepathy as well. But when she becomes the Phoenix, then that's when she really turns it up.
Yeah.
That's what she.
All the powers are
That's
manifested.
what she came to overpowered.
Yeah.
OP.
But a well-deserved OP though.
It was.
No, it is.
All
the way. You know, even though I know it's not going to happen, if they, because she still got a Dark Phoenix in her. If they did like they did in the cartoon or everything, where the Phoenix destroys the planet, so Shira comes down, and they have the battle against them, I would love that. I know they're not going to do it, but that would be like that.
But you gotta bring down your expectations.
I know, you know.
I'm a killjoy.
X-Men.
I know. You and X-Men and Magic.
Dang it, Daniel. I feel like Daniel sitting right there.
I mean, body.
Exactly. Oh my God.
The seat, the 72. Sit on the left.
It just, you get excited and it brings you down.
It's like a vortex, like all the good and just fades into negativity. And the further right you are, the brighter it is.
Exactly, you more hype.
The closer you here is just darkness. That's what it is. That's the MCU. It's the DCEU right here. It's nothing but darkness.
Right.
Darkness and death. All right, so the thing I liked most about it was Magneto. He was my God. It's gonna be sad to see him go because they're gonna recast everybody.
That's one person. Him and James McAvoy. I wish they didn't have to recast.
But I know, you gotta do one, you gotta do them all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he was just so smooth with everything. Like, I get that. Like, I'm not here to fight you. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Right.
He had a sense of cockiness with him that my Magneto actually has.
Yeah,
That you can't really mess with me. Nobody can mess with me.
Hey, if this metal hit, you're dead. And there's metal everywhere.
And it was wild because when they were on the train, the whole train is metal. So
I'm sitting there thinking like, as soon as he gets loose, nobody can win.
Yeah, they were saying like you gotta let us go because we can help you. That was actually another one of my favorite parts. That train fight.
Yeah,
that whole train fight right there, because that was the point where everybody was really using their powers to their fullest. Hell, even Cyclops.
Yeah.
Finally was able to do something.
Beast came out there. Like he used his foot, because his feet are like hands too. Oh my god!
I just like the fact when they all got released and they all just kind of just. Like a choir walking into an arena, like they all just walk right across each other and they ain't that superhero pose. And they stood there. I was like, shit about to go down right here. I ain't see something this amazing since, I ain't see the pose like that amazing since Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame.
But Endgame.
Right.
Yeah, you can't, it's a whole different.
Alright, so, both of y'all touched on this already, but we're going to get this official. What would you change about the movie? We're going to start with you. Because, we got there's a lot of emotion with you.
Most of it is what we've already said, like we don't like. The makeup and the CGI could always be better.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch, like, I know we're hard, but like on Endgame and all that, even though you see the animation, it looks real.
Yeah.
You look and it looks seamless. Mm-hmm. But like what you pointed on with her hair, you could tell her hair was CGI. Mm-hmm. The way it was flown, they could have made it look better. But it's like they just say, you know what, this is the last one. We know we're going to spend some money, but we don't got to spend all the money on it,
Yeah.
That's what
we know people not really going to go see.
Exactly. So if we're projected to make $50 million, if we do the good stuff, it'll cost $80 million. So let's just do the mediocre stuff and stay at like 45,
Following that Fox formula.
Exactly.
So that formula's dead now. It's over.
To the T. It's just... We'll just go low budget, and they'll be alright with it.
Like I said, I wish it could have been longer.
Yeah.
Because it felt like, when it's like short like that, it feels like it's rushed. And that's it. Like I said, this is a character and a storyline that should not be rushed. Like I also said, I wish there was some build up leading up to this that actually made you really really care about really care about the characters, because some people may go into this and not knowing who Dark Phoenix is. They just like the title and they saw the trailer and it's like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me just go in there and see what she's doing, because it's like I don't know what she is. All I'm saying is that she looks evil as hell.
I agree with that, because people don't know. The little alien dude talked about it a little bit, but you don't really understand how powerful she really is by looking at this movie. You understand when she's fighting him now, but if they did do a little bit more, like how did she get there? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It would be better. It would have been better.
Actually, they kind of did touch on that when she went to that
to the lady's house.
To the house,
but it's
and she showed her like what it was, because Jean still didn't know what it was. And one thing I did hate, and it goes back to when you were saying what the kids called her, and they called her the Phoenix. I'm like, why did it have to be the kids calling her the Phoenix?
Yeah, right.
I wish she could have found that out from the lady. That's what she was.
The lady didn't even call her the Phoenix.
They already took that. Yeah. Can't call it back to back. Like, oh, it's just a coincidence that the kids call you Phoenix and the force is named the Phoenix?
Right. I didn't even think about that.
It's okay. I'm here.
That's the dark. That makes sense though. You can't. That doesn't.
I know. Killjoy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got it.
Dang.
I told you, man.
And the thing, and another part when I say that it was rushed and I wish there was build up, and they did the same thing in X3. They introduced her as the Phoenix in one movie, and then in the next movie, Dark Phoenix. In the saga, she was Phoenix for a little bit before going to Dark Phoenix.
Her emotions turned her bad. Yeah.
So it's like they just shoehorned her right straight into Dark Phoenix. Mm-hmm. They went straight there, and that's like the same thing they did with X2 going into X3.
So thing I would change, y'all both hit it on, but I'm gonna just make a perfectly
Just finish
clear.
it off. Yeah, just finish it off.
The thing I would change most is they should have took the more of a, I hate to say this again, but the MCU route, where you have a story and you just build it up. I feel like they just trying to make a quick buck. Oh, people like Dark Phoenix. Let's make a Dark Phoenix movie. The reason why people like Dark Phoenix is because we know the story behind the Dark Phoenix. We know everything that led up to it. We know that the Phoenix came down. It was supposed to be a savior. It did a lot of good things, and then it finally felt stuff like love, emotion, hate. Didn't know how to handle all that, and then it went ballistic. And then they had to come and try to stop that. That's what the Phoenix story is all about. Not just getting to the point where they got to stop it. It's about the entire journey. Like when somebody say, man, life is not about the end point, it's about the journey. All the stuff you have to go through. That's what the Dark Phoenix is. That should have been at least a 3 movie saga, just the Phoenix. You could have called it the Phoenix Saga. It ended it with the Dark Phoenix, and then have all of your ducks in a row. That way, if you know this is going to be the last X-Men movie, then all of a sudden you can end it properly, and you have somewhat of a semblance to have Endgame just ended their first saga. And you were like, oh yeah, dang, people would really be upset that X-Men is leaving. And then you have a better chance of keeping X-Men, and at least some of the same cast. It just seems like Fox has always done this. Like, they always mess up. Like, all right, we got to make a quick buck here and there. So we're going to make a quick buck. And we're going to do this just right. Just one time. Just to get people in the theaters. And miss the bigger picture that if you make a little less money in this movie, you'll make more in the next one because you're building up. And then if you make the third one, everybody's going to come and see it because they all want to see the conclusion.
Just like Endgame.
Yeah, because they might not see it in the theater, but you know what? They'll see it on TV. They'll see it streaming. They see it on the plane, on the hotel room. Then everybody see it, and then it just builds up.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like, with how Apocalypse ended, Dark Phoenix shouldn't have been the next movie.
No.
Because it ended with the, what was it? Was it Mr. Sinister?
Mr. Sinister, yeah. They teased Mr. Sinister.
They teased Mr. Sinister, so we thinking, oh, that's what they're going to do. They probably messed that up too, but you know, and then they went to Dark Phoenix. They were like, that's why a lot of people was confused. Like, hold on, that wasn't
everything about this draw. And it's funny because the same dude who wrote X-Men 3 wrote and directed this one. He's like, I just felt like they messed it up. This is what I would have did if they would just stick to my original thought. He was out there trying to prove a point, and you failed again because this is not the way Phoenix story should be. That's just always pissing me off. Like, I'm not a big X-Men fan, but the Dark Phoenix, I will tell you, is one of the greatest comic book stories of all time, and they keep rushing it. And every time you come up with something like this, and it's just not fair to the people who know what to expect. And we got to explain to other people what they did wrong with this and that. It's unfair to me.
We ain't got the time.
Yeah, right. I got other stuff I got to do. 2 kids. I'm going to keep saying that. But, all right, so now I got that off my chest. I've been holding that for a while. Final grades. We're going to go from right to left or left to right. We got people looking. We're going to start from the light, move to the dark.
Move to the dark. I mean, it's a good matinee movie. You know, it had some good scenes, good fighting scenes and things like that. But it doesn't. The pacing was good. My inner Daniel right there.
Darkness traveling.
But it's just an okay movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a bad movie. I'd sit here and I maybe would watch it again, maybe. But if it's on TV and it's between that and another comic movie, I'm gonna turn to the other movie. So I say
Fire Stick worthy.
Yeah, exactly. And you was about to say the same thing. So I'd give it a 7. Yeah.
Are you doing it based on like letter grade or number grade?
Number 1 to 10.
1 through 10.
I give it a 6.5. A 6.
Hey, you felt it.
Because it had, like I said, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. So that's why I said I was real neutral with it. It was some stuff in there that definitely could have used some improvement, but at this point, they're no longer under Fox. Thank God. Hopefully,
there is no Fox.
I mean, like, hopefully, you know, they can, like, when the MCU takes over, and like I said, let the X-Men take a breather right now because can y'all believe that this 20 years of X-Men films, because they started filming in 1999 for a 2000 release for the first one. Yeah, so we're talking 20 years of film. Let that just take a breather right now. Let it rest. I don't want to see. Listen, I don't want to see an X-Men film until Phase 5.
That's a long phase.
give them enough time to get it together. And because, see, what they do it right, they can incorporate Fantastic Four and then maybe have a crossover movie with the X-Men. Because they did that in the comics. But they have to do it the right way. So I say
you looking like no.
Because I was just thinking about the idea that, what's his name, comic historian had on his channel. With the three different realities.
Oh, yeah, right.
I said just let X-Men take a back seat right now. Let the MCU do what it's about to do with Phase 4, and let us miss the characters. Let us miss the franchise.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Give it enough time to where.
That's the same thing I say about Star Wars. It's Star Wars. I'm not going to see that last one because they disappointed with The Last Jedi. But they said that after this Star Wars, they're not going to make another one for 5 years, and they're going to start like a whole new saga.
They should.
So
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
I know you're not.
I'm just saying.
People so disappointed me when I say that too. I don't know why.
I'm not a Star Wars fan. I mean, I like them for what they are. Like I don't know why people didn't like the prequels. The prequels were way better than the last 2 and possibly 3 that came out.
He hasn't seen any of them.
I haven't. I never even watched the first full Star Wars movie in full, so I just didn't care.
It is, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know people hate me so much when I say that.
So Daniel, what's your rating?
I don't know what Daniel is. Big body Ant-Man. I'm giving it a 7 simply because it was just. That's the best way I can say. Right. It was just.
It was just.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather go read the comic, watch the cartoon, watch somebody else's interpretation of the comic.
That's what I did with. Listen, I did that with Comics Explained. I watched the like leading up to this. I watched pretty much people do commentary with this Phoenix Saga storyline because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the most avid comic book reader, but I remember watching the episode. Like, I may not even go back and watch the entire X-Men series, but I will go back and watch that Phoenix storyline because it was a long story too. It took them like 7 episodes to get through it.
Every Saturday, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's back!" Yeah. I remember I was a kid watching that. I was begging my mom to let me eat breakfast in the living room.
That big with the big bowl.
Yeah. I was begging for that. Barely worked. It's half and half. Either way, that's the end of it. I'm giving it a 7. If it just is nothing special, if you go see it, make sure you spend matinee. If you want to take a girl, I wouldn't take her to that one. That's for your side chick or something. Keeping it real.
So you're telling the people that if they say, baby, we're not going to go see this, but I'm going to go see it.
Nah, you don't tell them. You're like, hey, your side chick is the side chick. You can play with, hey, I got to do something with my kids or something. Oh, wow, you want to throw your kids under the bus. All right, we're done. I'm just saying, that's what you say if you have a side chick. I don't have a side chick, so, I don't have to worry about that. But I was taught the game a long time ago. That's, you know what? I'm incriminating myself. I'm moving forward. Wow. I know, right? If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. If you love what you see, you still hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. Hit the like button. So all I do is drop fire with my boys here. Again, this is Demetrius from
Taurean Rain Reloaded.
I wasn't going to mess that up.
Again.
Make sure y'all go follow him. The link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. Make sure you hit the link. Go hit subscribe. Go watch all his videos. It's a lot. So take your time with it. It's too much to binge. Never thought I'd say those words. Too many videos to binge. Just take your time. But either way, go watch his channel. He has a lot of fire, a lot of great commentary on a lot of different subjects across our great, I wouldn't say great country, across our fine country. That's the.
I wouldn't even say it's fine.
I just is country. There it is. It's the Dark Phoenix.
Our complicated country.
Yeah, it's across the country. Anyway, till next time, man. We out. Deuces.
Yeah. We in the club, we partying. We in the club, we partying. Yeah. How much ice you got? I don't know.
Get it all, this man.
I cannot miss like I am the ace.